Okay guys, today we're going to be graphing exponential functions. I am on page 166. We are looking at problem number 11. It says to sketch the graph and talk about the transformations. Well, let's graph y is equal to 4 to the x first. You all know that I've told you anytime you can graph anything by making a chart. So if I put 0 in for x, 4 to the 0 power we know is 1. If I put a 1 in, 4 to the first power is 4. If I put a 2 in, 4 squared is 16. If I put a negative 1 in, 4 to the negative 1 power is 1/4. If I put a negative 2 in, it would be 1/16. Then we simply plot this and draw it. And you should remember that this is called an exponential function. At 1, 3, it's at 4. At 2, it's up here at 16. At negative 1, it's at 1/4. At negative 2, it's at 1/16. What happens as x gets smaller and smaller? Well, you can see it's getting closer and closer to 0. And you also should remember when something gets closer and closer to something, that is an asymptote. So you have to dot that line in. And again, this is called an exponential function. If we wanted to do the domain, if you'll remember, the domain would be the x values. And I can put in anything I want to for x, so the domain would be from negative infinity to positive infinity. The range, that's the y values. And if you will look, it never even touches 0. So it starts at 0 and it continues to go up. So it goes from 0 to infinity. Okay class, today we are going over the properties or the laws of logs. I would like you to go to page 181 in your book and copy down the key concept box. That's the rules for the logs. And if you will remember, the rule says if you multiply, you add. If you divide, you subtract. Powers you pull out front. So there's nothing really hard about that. Copy down the box, and then we're going to go on from there. If you will remember, we expanded logs and then we condensed them. So we want to go back over that again on page 185. Page 185. Number 29 says the log base 9 of 6x cubed y to the power of 5z. Well, I see multiplication, and if I see multiplication, then I do addition. I see powers, and powers come out front. So this will be the log base 9 of 6. Plus the log base 9 of x cubed, plus the log base 9 of y to the power of 5, plus the log base 9 of z. I see exponents. And remember, exponents we roll in front of the log. So this will be plus 3 log base 9 of x plus 5 log base 9 of y plus log base 9 of z. And look, we had a simple problem. We expanded it. We made it larger. The rules work the same for LNs. So on 32, we have the natural log of 4d f to the power of 5 all over the 8th root of 1 minus 3d. Well, I see multiplication, I see powers, and I see division. I'm going to rewrite this as a natural log of 4d f to the power of 5 over 1 minus 3d to the 1/8. Remember, the rule is power over root. So to expand it, I will write the natural log of 4 plus the natural log of d plus the natural log of f to the power of 5. Division is subtraction. The natural log of 1 minus 3d to the 1/8. All that's left for me to do is to pull the exponents out front. And we're finished. That's answer to number 32. Number 34. Log base 7 of h squared f, sorry, that's j, to the 11th, k to the negative 5. Excuse me. So that's log base 7 of h squared plus log base 7 of j to the 11th plus log base 7 of k to the negative 5. Now, exponents come out front, so that is 2 log base 7 of h plus 11 log base 7 of j minus 5 log base 7 of k. Number 36. Try this one before I do it. Okay, it's log base 5 of a to the 6th, b to the negative 3, c to the 4th. So we're going to have 6 log base 5 of a minus 3 log base 5 of b plus 4 log base 5 of c. I hope we're getting there. 38 log base 2 of 3x plus 2. You need to pay attention to me on this. Over the 7th root of 1 minus 5x. Well, I'll rewrite that as 3x plus 2 over 1 minus 5x to the 1/7. So guys, we'll write log base 2 parentheses 3x plus 2 must be in parentheses minus 1/7 log base 2 of 1 minus 5x. Okay, enough of the expanding. Let's go to the condensing. Number 39. The condensing means we make it smaller. You write the word log only once. The base 5 only once. If it's out front, it's an exponent. So that is x cubed. If it is divided by subtraction. 1/2 is an exponent, so it rolls over there. And that's it. Okay, 41. Okay, copy it down. Numbers out front are exponents. Don't forget that. We write the word log. We write base 3 once. So it's a to the 7th. If it's addition, then it was multiplication. Numbers go out front. Subtraction means division. So I would write that log base 3 of a to the 7th b over 64c squared. Okay, number 43. 2 log base 8 of 9x minus log base 8 of 2x minus 5. The word log base 8 once. That 2 goes to that 9x. Divided by subtraction. So I would write it as log base 8 of 81x squared all over 2x minus 5. Okay, so this is number 45. Sorry. 45. Sorry again. 2 log base 6 of 5a plus log base 6 of b plus 7 log base 6 of c. Condensing, we write log and base one time. Exponents are pulled out front, so that will be 5a squared times b. 7 is an exponent, c to the 7th. So the final answer should be log base 6 of 25a squared b, c to the 7th. Okay, 47. LN, write it one time. 1/4 goes out front. Subtraction means division. Power well, the next one is given on that problem is g of x equals 4 to the x minus 3. Now, if something was on the outside, what did that do to it? That moved it down 3. That changed the y value. That subtracted 3 from our y values. 0, we should get a negative 2. At 1, we should get a 1. At 2, we should get a 13. At negative 1, we should get a negative 2 3/4 maybe. At negative 2, that would be 1/16 minus 3, which is a negative 2 15/16. Okay, to graph this, at 0, it's at negative 2. At 1, it's at 1. At 2, it's up here at 13. At negative 1, it's at negative 2 3/4.